Hello, guys. Let me tell you about a strange experience I had when I was living in London. This was oh, about 20 years ago. My parents were in Sicily, as usual. They rented a few rooms. Well, I rented a few rooms through some kind of an agency. So as they were away, I thought I'd just rent all the rooms in the house and get some extra pocket money. Yeah, so I rented a room. There was an Italian guy downstairs in our living room. There was another Italian guy upstairs in a small room. And then there was another room upstairs where there was this Catholic lady, something to do with the church. She was Chinese, but she was a Catholic lady in Italy, living in Italy. I had to rent out a big room upstairs. In this room, I went to pick up this lady. She was from South America. And what happened was, I picked her up from the station, and I was in my shorts. It was summertime. And she had this tight mini skirt, tall, quite beautiful, nice makeup and everything. From the first time that I met her, I thought there was something strange, strange about her. She was a bit too forward. She put a hand on my leg. She goes, "Oh, nice legs." And I thought, "Oh, okay, all right." I just laughed. I said, "Oh, thank you." And I just drove home, and I showed her the room and everything. Really tall and mini skirt, like really sexy. So what happened was, a few days went by. She was touching me up and stuff. Anyway, one thing led to another. It was nighttime, and she invited me to a room and kissed, in the mouth and everything, and ended up doing something. I don't want to say it, but she wanted it in another area in the behind. Yeah, I've never done that before. I said, I'm not sure. So because I didn't know her, I wanted to practice safe, sex. So I put I put something on, Jorex. What happened was the thing snapped, and because I'm so paranoid about health, HIV, and all this kind of STD stuff, I started to get paranoid. She said, "Oh no, it's okay." So she wanted to make love through the front way. So I said, "Oh, okay, all right," and I did. No, the thing snapped when I went behind. But first of all, she wanted to do, through the front way, the normal way. And it was dark, so I couldn't see. And it just felt a bit different. It felt a bit drier or tighter or something. It just felt... So I thought, every woman has a different anatomy, I suppose, and some more bent. It's all weird. I don't know. So anyway, the next morning, I gave her a kiss, and... she loved kissing with her tongue and everything. I said, "Oh, okay, yeah." So then I went out, I had to do something, came back, and then I went to her room. I said, "Oh, how was your day?" And she said something so weird. She said, I realized she was like promiscuous. So she said, I went out in Kensal Rise. I went to Kensal Rise on the high road, and I met a man. He had a dong this big. So big. I thought, all right, okay, what the fuck's going on? So I said, "Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting." And being a young person, you just laugh about it and say, "Oh, I realize I'm being screwed here, not you." So then, I think she screwed all the guys in the house. There was a guy who had the small room. He had a twitch like worse than mine, and he was a lawyer, and he was complaining that his room he needed to be hoovered because he's got allergies. And I've got allergy. And there was another guy downstairs he got pissed. One day he got pissed, and he left the front, the windows open. What's it called? They call bay windows or whatever open. When one black guy came inside, and he said apparently he woke up from the bed and he saw a black guy just standing on top of him with the bottle that he was drinking of wine, and I could hear a thump. So I ran downstairs. I said, "Oh, what are you doing there?" And out the window, I said, I said some bad words, and he flung the bottle at my face. It smashed against the wall, and I avoided it. I said, "Don't fucking come again." Yeah. So that the guy downstairs screwed this woman because I know because like she was coming out of his room, then she came out of this guy's room. I thought, this is a fucking nymphomaniac. So I said to her, "You're a fucking prostitute." She said, "No, I'm not." "Don't say that." I said, "You fucking went with this guy. You went with this guy. You went with me." I got so pissed off with her. I said, "Look, fucking leave." And then so the lawyer guy said, "No, you can't do that. You can't you can't just kick her out." I said, "I can't fucking kick her out. She's been screwing everyone." "Yeah, you can't kick her out for that reason." So then what I found out was my worst fucking nightmare. I said, "Look, I'm sorry, but you have to leave. What you've been doing is terrible." Obviously, I couldn't kick her out, so I said, I got talking to her, and she goes, talking about some operation, intervento. Ho avuto il intervento. I had an operation, since opera. I said, "What fucking operation?" Then two and two made fucking 7. Then I realized it was dark, and I didn't see her front passage. No wonder she wanted to do it from the back. And I realized her fucking hands are a bit too big for a woman. And a woman wouldn't say, touch your legs and go, "Oh, lovely legs," or something like that. A woman wouldn't act like that. Then I checked, the fucking Adam's apple was a bit too big. It was a fucking bloke. And I realized, oh my God, the intervento, the operation, meant that she had her nuts, everything chopped up, and they bored a hole somehow. And obviously it was nighttime, I couldn't see, and it felt different. Fucking bastard. He didn't tell me. She didn't tell me. That's horrible. After I realized, I was fucking spitting. I was for about 3 days. I had constant scum in my mouth, and I had to pull, because I remember fucking kissing the bloke in the mouth. Just the thought of it is like I don't know. I couldn't stop spitting. I washed myself, washed myself a few times. I usually don't want. Believe me, I was fucking washing. And after about a week, she left. But that was a terrible experience. I got such a shock when I realized it was a bloke, and my natural instinct was to spit for about, as I said, 3 days. I couldn't stop spitting. I couldn't stop. And even now, I've got like scum like accumulating because I want to spit. Like 20 years later. So then I went to the clinic to have a HIV test, and thank God it was okay. And I'm never doing that again. I'm always going to check if there's you look like a woman. Just look like a woman. But, with loads of makeup, any bloke could look like a woman. Well, most blokes can look like a woman with lots of makeup on. What you have to look at is the hands. If the hands are big, bigger than a woman's hand, if there's a little... See, I don't have that. I don't have an Adam's apple. And my hands, maybe I should fucking get dressed up as a woman. as a joke, and just see what it looks like. Yeah, but I couldn't tell. Because that was before people knew about trans and stuff like that. Like, no, what am I talking about? Maybe 30 years ago. I must have been about 30 years old. Yeah, about 7. Was it 30, 40, 50? Yeah, about 27 years ago, something like that. Bloody hell, that was a horrible experience. And I told the lady across the road that she was a friend of my parents, and she said, "Gerald, never tell anybody this. It's so embarrassing. Don't ever tell anyone." I'm going to tell the world now. That's because I don't give a shit. But yeah, that's a real experience, that I had. And it's something that can happen. And it did happen. Yeah, so there's my wonderful story for today. It's a real story. Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys ever been tricked into? I didn't know. I mean, when I think back, I thought she was a bit too tall. She was a bit too, she was putting a leg on my thigh when I first met her. Like, as a bloke, you just think at the age of 30, you think, yeah, I'm lucky here. Yeah, great. You don't really think. Now I would say, nah, there's something wrong here. It happened. And you can't unscramble an egg. Thank God I did a bloody test. I was all right. And even now, I feel like spitting. The saliva just accumulates in your mouth. It's like foam, and you want to spit. I've never really thought about this. I've just thought about what video to make, and that memory came, and I thought, okay, that will be a good video. Yeah, and afterwards, I didn't see that person again. Intervento. I had the intervention, which is like operation. I thought, what fucking operation? Did he have an? Sorry, did she have an accident or something? Did she? So I never questioned it. She said I had an operation. I didn't fucking get it. See, I've got scum. I just feel like spitting. Anyway, that was my story. It's a true story. I don't know if anybody will like this or dislike. Yeah, judging by my face, it wasn't a nice story. You guys are going to be fucking laughing, I know. Yeah, well, it is funny from an outsider's point of view, but it's not funny for the person who has to go through it. I have to go and spit. Sorry, this is horrible. Anyway, yeah, like, dislike. If you guys want to see more cringe videos, subscribe and turn on the notification button. I'll see you guys in the next wonderful video. Bye.
You are so heartless, and you don't care.